Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's been a busy couple weeks and not in a good way. Talk about a couple things going on in the video. And one of the first things is the C10. And no, the driver's door is not finished yet. We'll get into that a little bit. Found a few more problems. Ordered weather stripping for the doors to see how it fits. Taking on another project over here. Just some moderate mechanical issues. Got the door in primer and it is almost sanded, ready for paint right there for the passenger side of the C10. And puppy is growing very, very fast. Got Zoe here still, and there's Maggie. And yes, she is a pain in the ass. And also, Maggie, leave that hose alone. And another thing that happened in the last week was while I was driving down the road in one lane, an idiot with the XX persuasion decided that they were going to change lanes into my lane while I was still in my lane. So that is something that I will probably talk about in an upcoming video, but at this point in time, I'm still a little bit too pissed off to approach that one. So that will be coming up in an upcoming video, and the repairs I'm going to have to do. Little FYI, Toyota Tacoma versus 4th gen Camaro. Camaro held up pretty good, actually, but it still pissed me off. So Maggie's helping me open up this box. This is the new door jamb weather stripping. And obviously she thinks that this is her newest chew toy, but it really is my weather stripping inside here. This is the brand I decided to go with. This is just precision weather stripping. Never used this brand before, but I'm gonna try it out. So we're gonna start doing the weather stripping here, driver's side, up in this front corner. The weather stripping comes with a kind of a corner edge. It's like a 70 degree, and that goes in the front corner, either the driver or the passenger side. And there is kind of a left and a right. One side of this is longer than the other. Obviously the longer side goes towards the back, the shorter side goes towards the front, and it meets, should be somewhere in the bottom middle. And a lot of times you do have to trim this stuff where it meets at the bottom. So it is pretty stiff to push into place, which is good. That means it's not going to come out. You start in the corner and you just work it way back, keeping it tight all the way down, front and rear. I'm just going to keep pushing this in place, working it, and trying to massage it into that groove. Okay, so I pushed this on with my thumb, and that seats it a good amount. The next thing to do, and the best thing to do, is get a good rubber mallet like this. This one's pretty soft, but it is a hard rubber, and I like to tap and seat it, go along that a few times. And if you've got it seated, if you look inside, you should see a nice straight edge right there. If it's wavy, it still needs to be seated in a few spots. As you can see right there, it's pretty well seated. So there's the part number for the weather stripping, DWP 111267, and these are marked left and right in the part numbers. You have a DWR there, and here you have a DWL. I didn't even pay attention to that before I installed my weather stripping, but I mean, I've done enough of these that, I mean, it's pretty easy to tell the difference between left and right on these. And obviously, because these trucks vary so much in build, I did end up with a little bit of a gap, about a 1/4 inch on the passenger side, but part of it too is I like to seat the weather stripping as deep as it'll go. And again, depending on how deep you set the weather stripping and also cab variance, you might end up with a gap on that, or you might have to trim a little bit. So, I mean, on these old trucks, that's probably going to be common. The other side though was pretty tight. It was almost completely connected. All right, so let's start this door final video off on, as you can see, I'm trying to play with my dog too while doing this, and what I have done here is put a little bit of feather fill in where that one low spot is where I did the sheet metal repair. That was the only big issue with this door. I'm gonna get this sanded out, and then I'm gonna start wet sanding this side all out. Someone's having fun. And get this wet sanded with some 400 grit, and then go ahead and do maybe a final quick scuff over with some 600. Probably gonna leave this at 400 just like I did the rest of the truck, and then flip it over and wet sand the pretty side. Leave my shoelaces alone. No, don't talk back. Okay, I'll show you guys what's been going on with this Toyota here. It's not exciting, but I'll just put it on here anyway. So, tensioner is bad, and a couple of the idler pulleys were bad, as well as the belt was coming apart, but that's a different story. So, there is the tensioner assembly. And in Toyota's infinite wisdom, instead of making the tensioner assembly just bolt on to the block with one bolt, no, they decided it's going to be one piece. It's going to be tensioner assembly with the AC compressor and alternator bracket all in one. If I recall, the labor time on this is something around 4.5 hours. You have to recharge the air conditioning. I mean, it's a bunch of fun stuff just for something that should take like 30 minutes. But that's what I'm doing with this, at least the main thing. It also needed a mirror, a few other little things. Also needs to have this fixed. The fuel door is broken right there. Little minor stuff. But that will be gone tomorrow, so that'll be done. This hopefully will be in paint within the next week or so if everything goes to plan, which it never does for me. And then it will go back on here. And then I think I've decided, screw that door for now, and I'm going to get this bed done and in paint hopefully in the next couple months. So that is going to be the next step of the C10, and the door is just going to be whenever I feel like it, because fuck that door. So that's what has been going on for the last couple weeks. I didn't really get to do what I wanted to the last couple weeks, and it's unfortunate, but sometimes I have other things going on, other projects to do to make a little bit of side money. You know, it is what it is. Hopefully I have some better updates for you guys in the near future, or maybe I'll talk about the stupid person. I haven't really quite decided yet, but until next time, we'll see you guys later. Have a good one. Good thing I don't need that. One of them is the Weatherstripping, and hi Zoe. Hi Zoe. Yeah, sure. Hey everybody.